Hello and welcome to another episode of English with Shinrai Sensei. And we're going to expand a little bit on your alphabet and consonants and vowels that I was talking about in a previous episode, right? And today we're going to expand on the letter A as far as the vowels go. Now, in a lot of English lessons, they'll say that there's only two A's, your long A and your short A. But I prefer to let people know about what I call the universal A, which I have a third version of the letter A that I like to let people know about, right? And the reason I call it the universal A is that in most languages that I've encountered, the letter A has one sound, right? And that one sound that the letter A makes is what I call the universal, which is more of an ah sound, right? So the long A is the sound that you identify the letter as, right? The letter A is universal A. The letter A is long A. That sound that you use to identify A is the long A sound, right? But the short A sound is in quite a few words: apple, and, brand, pan, things like that. Long A is featured in words such as angel, angle, aim. There's thousands of words that you could probably find with either one of these versions in it. And then the universal A, once again, that sound is more of an ah sound, which typically in English you would hear that with either the letter A or the letter O. There are only two letters in English that sound like ah, and contrary to most languages, the letter A makes that sound in most languages, but in English, we also have the letter O makes that sound. So the universal A is also an O sound. The short O sound is the universal A sound, right? And the universal A is featured in words such as aardvark, arc, arch. Usually when it's, in situations where it's followed by the letter N or the letter R, you're going to see the universal A sound come out. So the long A, anytime there's an E that's helping the A sound come out, or anytime that it's followed by the letter I too, like an aim, you're going to see that long A, sound come out. The short A is usually, when it's mostly going to be followed by consonants, or exclusively going to be followed by consonants, right? And the universal is usually when it's followed by like an N or an R, you're going to hear an ah sound. But it's also situational, because look at these examples like and, brand, and pan. Well, it's followed by an N, but they don't make the ah sound. So the universal A, a lot of times in the A's that are less clearly defined when you're hearing them, is the universal A. You have the most trouble identifying that universal A when you're hearing the words. So the universal A is difficult to hear when you're spelling because it doesn't sound like the typical A, right? And so some examples of like how the letter E will help out with the long A versus the short A. Pan is the short A sound, but pane, like a pane of glass, that E being at the end there makes this a long A. And we'll go over E in the next episode and kind of explain how E and the letter I, but more so E than I. E is a very good helper letter to make the vowels that precede it sound long, right? But for today, you have long A, such as angel, angle, aim. You have short A, such as apple, and, brand, pan. And you have universal: aardvark, arc, arch, right? More of an ah sound, less of an ah sound. So there are your 3 versions of the letter A. And if you guys want me to give some more examples, show some more of the words that feature these letter versions, right? I'd be more than happy to post another video. Please just, if you do want to see an expansion on this letter A, then just leave it in the comment section that you want to see that. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Thank you very much.